Hey guys, so today we're going to be trying some new makeup. Yeah, I think most of this is pretty new. Some of it has been just piling up on my vanity and I've been wanting to test them out. Anyway, one of those products is the Dior Prestige Le Cushion Teint de Rose, and I got this a while ago. I hauled this from Selfridges. I've been meaning to do like a dedicated video to this. I just haven't been able to find the time. So anyway, I just figured, let me just throw it into this trying new makeup video. So we're gonna be playing with this foundation. We're also gonna be playing with the Dior Forever Cushion powder. So I purchased these together off of Selfridges. And again, they're not brand spanking new at this point, but they are relatively new. So I thought we'd play with those. I also have the Kjaer Weis quad. I have a couple of brow products. I have a NARS face palette. I have some new like mascara goodies to play with. So yeah, it's just gonna be a really low-key kind of video. We're just gonna be playing around with some stuff. So I am going to start with the Dior Prestige Cushion, and I do have this in the shade 20 Light Beige. Here is what the compact looks like, and here is the cushion on the inside. So I went ahead and dampened a beauty blender. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of put the butt into the cushion here. I think it's time for a new beauty blender. I have all of these like cracks in there. Anyway, it'll work for today. There's a little bit of a fragrance to this, not too heavy. And this does have SPF 50, PA with 3 pluses. The coverage on this cushion, I want to say, is definitely a medium. I'm getting some really, really decent coverage here. And I get the feeling if you were to use a brush or even like the included sponge here where you're more like kind of pressing it into the skin, you'd probably get even more coverage. But yeah, can you see that? That is, it's more coverage than I was anticipating. Really lovely. God, there's something about Dior foundations. So skin-like. Even though the coverage for me is a little bit fuller than what I'm used to, it's something I'm totally comfortable with. Like it just is so invisible on the skin. All right, so there it is applied to this half of my face. That'll give you a good idea as to how much coverage there is. Really nice. Really, really gorgeous. I, have very, very high expectations for Dior foundations at this point because every single one of their foundations I've tried has always blown my skirt up. So I am happy to report that so far, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. All right, going to apply to the rest of my face here. Yeah, there's just something about Dior foundations. I feel like they make my skin look softer. Just using the tip of the sponge here just to get around my nose. All right, there it is all over. I really don't see any kind of excessive radiance in any way. It looks very, very skin-like, very, very natural. And because it does have an SPF 50 in there, I am kind of keeping an eye on, on like whether or not it's gonna oxidize. So I usually just kind of keep an eye on this area just to see if it gets much deeper, but I don't see it changing at all. All right, not bad. Let's move on to the Dior Forever Cushion powder. I'm so curious about this. This packaging basically. But here is the lid of the compact. It's got this kind of cushy padding here. And it does come with like a little puff. It does look like a cushion. And here is the powder. So I think I'm just gonna use a brush. I don't usually apply powder with a sponge, although I know people do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and use a brush. I'm gonna use my Yano Series brush number 2 brush and just dip into this slightly. I have a little bit of experience with Dior powders. I do have like a large tub of their loose powder, and that one I find to be like very mattifying. It has like a little bit of coverage, so I feel like I have to use a light hand with it. I really love the pressed powder. I've mentioned that in my favorites or whatever, but when it comes to their loose powder, I feel like you have to be careful. So I'm going to just grab a little bit and tap that underneath my eyes here. And obviously I didn't apply any concealer. I feel like the coverage of that foundation was good enough. So I'm just setting down the foundation at this point. And the foundation is a little bit tacky at this point, so I feel like I need to add a little bit of powder here. Yeah, I feel like I have to use a light hand with this powder too. I feel like it has pretty strong mattifying qualities. I feel like my skin looks pretty matte right now. It doesn't look dry, I don't think. I think my skin looks pretty smooth still, but it really has kind of like brought down the shine a lot. Any shine that the foundation had, I think it pretty much wiped it away. So yeah, even with that light hand, I would probably go in the future, go in with an even lighter hand because I have, you know, dry skin and I really like a little bit more glow to my base. God, I have to say though, my skin looks like mannequin, mannequin skin between this combination, this cushion and powder. Yeah, my skin looks like really, really perfected. Okay, moving on. NARS actually sent me a whole bunch of PR. They sent me this cheek palette. This is the Full Dimension cheek palette, and they have two like color stories. This one is the lighter one, so this is Full Dimension number 1. So I wanted to use the bronze in here. I don't have any other new bronzer, and I'm just gonna go in with that brush number 2 from the Yano series and just pick up some of this product. And the shade name for this bronzer is Indecent. And while I am applying this, let me show you some swatches of the 4 products in here. So we have one highlight called High Risk, and then we have 2 blushes. One is Danger Zone, and then Controversy, and then again, there's the bronzer shade Indecent. All right, so there is Indecent applied. It definitely works for my skin tone. I went a little heavy-handed, I think. Really was trying to get those cheekbones out. Yeah, I went a little heavy-handed, but yeah, I think the tone is really nice. I think that works. It's very neutral. I wouldn't say it's like really cool. It's definitely not super warm either though. All right, so that is the NARS Full Dimension Cheek Palette. Very nice. Okay. Let's move on to blush. And this blush I've been meaning to try for so long now. This is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil Blush in Venetian Rose. And I know they have 2 shades now, I think. They have Faded Clementine and this one. I may be forgetting one. But anyway, I know this is not a brand new product, but a new shade to them. So this is Venetian Rose. Wow, isn't that pretty? I'm a huge fan of their Faded Clementine, so I do have high hopes for this. So I'm just gonna stick with this brush number 2, this Yano brush number 2, because it's just it's so versatile. It really works for basically all over my face. So I'm just gonna stick with this. Brush over my cheeks. Ooh, pretty. What a pretty color. Wow, I'm going really heavy-handed with the cheek products today. No surprise really, but this is such a pretty rose color. It's pretty neutral. I thought it was going to be a little bit like cooler toned, like a little bit mauvey by how it appears in the pan, but it actually kind of warms up a little bit. I feel like, at least on my skin tone, I feel like it warms up a little bit on the cheeks. And this definitely has a sheen to it. So if you want to skip highlighter, I think you could, because this gave my cheeks like quite a bit of sheen. But I am going to go in with highlighter. I'm going to go back to the NARS Full Dimension Cheek Palette, and I really want to try this High Risk highlighter. I am going to use a different brush because I don't want to mix up the blush with this highlight. I want to see what this highlight looks like all by itself. So I'm actually going to switch over to brush number 5 of the Yano series, and this is more of a typical like highlight brush anyway. Very, very pretty. That is some high shine. All right, wow. Another beautiful highlight from NARS. Oh, that's beautiful. This, by the way, is another limited edition product from NARS. So get it while you can. If you guys saw my pissed video where I was really upset about discontinued products, NARS appeared in that video. So anyway, I'm just playing off of that video. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below in my description box if you're interested. But let's move on to, oh, brow gel. So, okay, I actually have a couple of new brow products, which is different for me. But I have the Kjaer Weis brow gel, and then I also have the Kevyn Aucoin True Feather Brow Marker. Now, I am not good with these markers. So I almost want to use these just to kind of make an ass of myself. So let's go ahead with the Kevyn Aucoin. I guess I could always go in with the brow gel on top. So we'll start with this. And they did send me two colors, brunette and dark brunette. I think I'm gonna go with brunette because, well, it's lighter and I'm afraid I'm gonna make mistakes. So I'm gonna go in with brunette. And this is what the color looks like. It's very, very faint, which is great, especially when you're fearful of messing up. All right, let me get up close here. Ooh. There's my first mark. Total mistake. Okay, it wipes away easily. Great. I think I need to hold this a certain way. I drew a lot in over this arch area. That's where my eyebrows start to get really patchy. So I don't know if you guys, my brows are different, but here's without marker and here's with marker. I don't know if you can tell. All right, I don't think I totally messed that up. I think it looks okay. It looks all right, but I do have very, very long eyebrow hairs, and even with the filling in and everything, I do like to put down a gel or a pomade, something just to kind of tame the feral beast up here. So let's go in with this Kjaer Weis brow gel. And I think this is a new product for them. They sent me deep brown and it comes in this gorgeous metal tube here. All right, so far so good. There's not a lot of product on the spoolie. That is always, to me, that's just a sign of like an impending disaster. So I'm glad there isn't much. Oh, yeah, nice. Ooh, that's nice. Wow. You guys, I'm having great luck with brow gel these days. This one, the Merit Brow, I really, ever since, you know, falling in love with the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel, I haven't really come across anything that's like worked well for my brows. Oh, but this is nice. Wow, I love that there wasn't a lot of product on here, so you can just kind of freely brush. I feel like sometimes if there's too much product on the spoolie, I have to kind of like spread it out over the brows first and then I can brush it through. But yeah, that was good. Okay, I'm really impressed with that. Let's go in with the Kjaer Weis Eye Quad now. So this is definitely brand new to the brand, and I know they have two different color stories. This one is like the deeper one, and I can't remember the name. I want to say Shadow or Shadowy, maybe, but they have these like refillable pans, so there's no name on here. Anyway, I'll list it down below in the description box, the proper name and everything, but I'm really excited to try this. I am actually going to use some of these new Yano brushes from Beautylish. So they have that face set, which I did a dedicated review to. These eye brushes, I just haven't had a chance to do like a dedicated video to them, but I'm going to use them now just so you guys can see them. So I'm going to go in with number 9, and this is the more flat brush. It's a little bit more like a shader, but it has long hair lengths. So I'm going to go into this shade, which is second from the bottom here, so the lighter brown. And just going to start on the outer corner here and blend that in. Really blends beautifully. Yeah, it's blending out really nicely. Well, that's lovely, just for like an easy kind of like eye look. That's really nice. Of course, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to take the same brush and go into the lightest shade here and just add this to the inner corner and sweep it in. Very, very pretty. And that shade has like a little bit of a satin sheen to it. The other 3 shades are more matte than this light cream shade. Very pretty, very subtle, obviously. I'm going to move over to brush number 10. This is the liner brush from the Yano series. And I'm going to go into this deep shade here. And when I swatched it, I noticed that it's kind of a soft black. It's not like one of those really intense blacks. And I think that's going to make for just a really nice like liner look. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit and just apply to the lash line. Yeah, do you see how like soft that black is? It's almost like a really, really deep deep charcoal, but it's so pretty. I'm gonna go back to brush number 9. I'm just gonna dip into the darker brown just a little bit. I wanna use it to kind of blend out this black, this soft black. And then I'm just taking the tips of the brush and just adding a little bit of that soft black to my lower lash line. Wow, what a difference a little bit of that soft black makes. Look how different my eyes look. Whew. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but you know how sometimes black can look like a really dark green? I feel like that's what's happening with this shade. It almost looks like it's a dark green. All right, wow, loving that look. Actually, I think I need to blend out this eye a little bit more here. All right, eyeshadow is done. Wow, I really, really like that. I just love a good, simple, neutral eye look. Surprise. Let's move on to mascara. So I have 2 options for mascara. I have this Kevyn Aucoin Indecent mascara, and then I was also sent from Grande Cosmetics the Grande Primer and their Conditioning Peptide Mascara. I think because I use Kevyn Aucoin on my brows, let's try Grande, and they have this interesting primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust these open. I almost forgot to curl my lashes. Let me do that first. Going in with the Grande primer. This is what it looks like. White tube. And it's got like a plastic bristle brush there. I used to use this Chanel primer and I really, really liked it. It really helped mascara go on like almost like more smoothly. And I don't know, I just kind of fell out of the habit because it's it's that one extra step that I'm too lazy to do. But I do remember thinking there was quite a difference. All right, well, my eyelashes look white, so that's good. That means I got product on there. Let's move over to this Grande Mascara Lash Boosting Formula. So it comes in this gold, like bullet style tube. Here's the wand, straightforward. It looks like a fluffy kind of spoolie. This mascara is definitely on the drier side. I feel like it's taking a bit to kind of cover the white. I definitely feel like it has lengthened my lashes. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, they definitely look longer, and I like that my lashes look like separated. Interesting. I think I'm gonna have to try this mascara without the primer. Yeah, my lashes definitely seem longer. Okay, lips. So, like I mentioned when I talked about the NARS Full Dimension Cheek Palette, they sent me like a lot of different lip things. So I'm not sure, but let's take a quick look at all of this. I don't think I'm gonna open up everything and swatch everything because I do want to pass it along if I'm not going to use them. But they did send over a bunch of their new, I think these are the Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balms. Let me see the full name. Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm. Oh my gosh, I got that right. So they sent over 6 of these. And I've been so curious about this Soft Matte Tinted Balm because, you know, I'm just like, how can it be balmy and matte all at the same time? What is this magic? So let's see. I'm just trying to pick out maybe a couple colors that I know I'll use. And then I want to give the rest away. Oh, so many of these are really nice. So these are all like neutrals. So I have Brief Encounter. There is Brief Encounter. And then we have Unrestricted. So I picked one that was a little bit warmer and one that was a little bit more pinky. So I think I want to try the warmer one, which is Brief Encounter. I think that'll just go a little bit better with what's going on. Especially on my cheeks. My cheeks look really warm right now. How odd. It feels like a balm, but it looks matte. It's like magic. Really interesting. Yeah, it feels really comfortable on the lips. I'm sitting here like waiting for it to like dry out, but no. Very, very balmy, yet matte all at the same time. NARS is always coming out with really interesting stuff. So that's the Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm. And then I got sent a bunch of these, what are these called? The Afterglow Lip Shine. So they sent me a bunch from their Euphoria collection and then a bunch from their, I think it's the Uninhibited collection. So let me unbox all of these and see what we have. So out of the 3 that were part of the Uninhibited collection, I'm gonna keep these 2. This one is Sunrush. So that one is Sunrush, and then this one is Daybreaker. I really like this Sunrush one. Maybe I'll just keep this one. Maybe I'll put Daybreaker into a future giveaway as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna open that. So we'll lip swatch this in just a second, but I do want to open up these Euphoria ones. So these are Afterglow Lip Shines as well. All right, so out of those 5, I'm gonna keep these 2. This one is called Broken Glass, and it looks so beautiful. And I probably have a few like this, but I just love like a milky, glittery lip gloss. It's just such a nice like topper or by itself. And then this one is Deep Realm. And this looks like just a nice kind of peachy shade. So these 2 have like little sparkles in them, and this one is just like a straight up like satin kind of finish. Gloss is hard to see. So this one is Sunrush. This one is Broken Glass. This is the one that looked kind of milky and clear. And then here is Deep Realm, that peachy one. All right, so, well, I know the point of this soft matte tinted lip balm is for a matte finish, but I'm just gonna go ahead and layer, I think I'm gonna try this pinky one, this Sunrush over my lips. Let's give that a shot. And I really like the finish of these NARS lip glosses. Like they're not super, super high shine. They have more of like a satin finish to them. I just think they're really pretty. All right, I'm actually gonna use some of my Guerlain Meteorites just to kind of buff out my cheek because I feel like it is really, really strong. Really went kind of nuts with it. So I'm using Pearl Glow, which is actually the limited edition that they came out with for spring. So I'm sorry, I think this is all sold out, but it is very similar, or I think it falls in between the Claire and the medium in their regular line. But I'm using my Sonia G Face One brush and just gonna buff that out a little bit. Soften it up a little. There, so there it is with the finishing powder. See how it just makes it look so much more airbrushed, and this is so like stark. Usually when I go heavy-handed on my cheeks, I don't mind, but today it just seems really extra. There, a lot softer. All right, I'm gonna do one last check here. I think, well, I really enjoy this face palette. I think that bronzer and highlight, really beautiful. The M Cosmetics blush, really, really beautiful. And in fact, I think this is a nice, more neutral, like the glow of it isn't quite as gold as the, I think it's called Golden Rose, that Sicily blush. It's number 4, and I think it's Golden Rose. Anyway, when you put that on, that has like a lot of sheen to it. It's almost like a beautiful highlight for a deeper skin tone. But the highlight, the sheen to it is very, very gold. This one is a little bit more neutral, but it has a very similar effect, just FYI. So this was lovely. The eyeshadows, I love this eye look that I came out with. This is really nice, really, really easy to use. The colors, you know, pigmented, blended out, like nothing, no surprises. Yeah, I love this eye look. Eyebrows, I love the brow gel. That was all great. The lips were all great. Oh, the foundation and the powder. Let me take a close look there. I have to say, I think this powder may be a little bit too drying because I feel like my under eyes here, I'll zoom in here. I think my under eyes look a little bit dry. And you know, I only had foundation down. I didn't put any concealer down. So this isn't like concealer caking. This is like my fine lines being emphasized. And I felt like the foundation looked fine when I put it on, and then it was like the powder that I used. I'm gonna continue trying this. I think I just need a little bit less, and I feel like that's the universal tip. If you have dry skin and you wanna use powder to like set products down, just use less, like if you think it's like making your skin look dry. Or I can always use the technique where I just kind of dip my finger in and I actually press it in, and then that usually helps kind of prevent it from looking a little bit too dry. But I think it looks, yeah, it's making my under eyes look a little crinkly. The rest of my face looks fine, but yeah, just under here, I look a little dry. But the foundation looks really nice, really smooth, and I feel like the products went on top of it very, very nicely, which is great. I would say this was a fairly successful trying new makeup. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.